Hello, everybody out there on YouTube. Once again, it is the three middle-aged guys just bullshitting about nothing. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
Gray Mouse 1.
Yep. We are continuing on our Geek Week in Review. And next subject that we're going to broach is it might actually be a week old. It was something that we didn't cover last week, but it was something that I think we should take some time out to go ahead and talk about. As you know, the 30th anniversary of Metroid just passed a week ago. And one of the things that was released out on the 30th anniversary of Metroid, it wasn't Metroid Federation Force. That just hit stores last Wednesday. Actually, a fan project called Another Metroid 2 Remake was put together, and it was released out on the 30th anniversary of Metroid. It was released out, I believe, August 6th, 2016. Well, what happened was that come August 9th, 2016, Another Metroid 2 Remake had received notification from Nintendo to take down all of their hosting and all of their download links, and they were told not to go ahead and do this ever again. Now, the thing about Another Metroid 2 Remake is that pretty much this particular project started like almost 3 years ago, and it was put together pretty much by one dude who absolutely loved Metroid 2, and he wanted to see if there was a way that he could go ahead and update it and make it play something like Super Metroid. He put a lot of hard work into it, and he went ahead and he put it out. He didn't sell it or anything else, but as we know, Nintendo is notorious when it comes to protecting their intellectual properties. So Nintendo does what Nintendo does. They went ahead and they told them to go ahead and take everything down. Thoughts on that, gentlemen?
Damn. Yes, that's Nintendo being Nintendo, but I understand. I just wish that Nintendo would take notes and be like, this is what the fans want, or recruited this guy to actually make a 2D Metroid game. If you've never seen Another Metroid 2 Remake, search for it on YouTube. Go watch it. It's basically Metroid 2 in a way that Zero Mission and Fusion was. Mostly Zero Mission. And it was brilliantly done. The soundtrack is great. The gameplay is amazing. And it's like, why can't Nintendo do this? With a 2D Metroid or with Metroid, period. Like I say, I understand the cease and desist thing. I can understand that, protecting IP and copyright and stuff like that. But as a fan of Metroid and a fan of Nintendo, I wish that they would have just, all right, yeah, cease that. Come with us. If you really want to make this, then make it under our discretion. And then you can release it, get some money and get paid. Next thing you know, we'll go get some hoes. It should have been done that way. Instead of just saying stop, and then you're not even going to work on any ideas like this. Because if they sat there and they actually watched the fucking shit, they'd be like, whoa, wait. This is pretty good. Why don't we do this? Just disappointing. Because they know that we want shit like that. They should know that we want shit like that.
Yep. What about you, Gray Mouse? What are your thoughts?
The thoughts are pretty much the same as the theme, but the game garnered enough popularity for Nintendo to take. So that in itself, the developer should pat himself on the back. Yeah, I've seen gameplay for this as well, and it's what a 2D Metroid should be. It should be like. And I have to agree also that Nintendo should be taking these guys under their umbrella and say, okay, what you did was good. Come to us and we'll make it even better, and we'll bless it, so to speak. But I do understand the cease and desist. I mean, it is their intellectual property, and it's their right to do that. So, but the thing, I think that Reverend mentioned earlier was that he wasn't selling it. It was just out there for anybody to get and download and play. But Nintendo has done this numerous times, so it really wasn't no surprise. In fact, when I caught wind of it, I was waiting for that cease and desist to be sent out almost immediately. When I found it, I was like, wow, they got a 2D Metroid. And then I was just, that was the first thing that I thought was, how long is it going to take for Nintendo to recognize that and to send out the cease and desist letters? But at first, correct me if I'm wrong, it wasn't a cease and desist. It was more of a take it down.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then it just afterwards, it's after it started spreading like wildfire. Then because the guy wrote on a blog saying that there's some problems with it, and he's going to update it periodically to fix the bugs and stuff in it. And I think that's what really started like Nintendo raise an eyebrow and say, whoa, you can't be doing this. We need to send out a cease and desist. You can't be doing this.
In other words, what Grey Mouse is saying, waiting for that shit was actually done.
Yep.
And released on the 30th anniversary of Metroid. Yeah. Something that Nintendo didn't even do.
Yep. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest in saying that I'm actually surprised that it took them this long.
That was my initial thoughts too. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm like, wow, I'm surprised it lasted that long before.
Yeah, and
I think as far as what Grey Mouse and Reverend is saying, as soon as they would have saw Samus, like, oh no.
Yeah.
Or even Samus is shit with Samus right there.
But the thing is, though, what's really interesting is that I think Nintendo has something in their bag that they're not showing. Of course, Nintendo's been notorious for not showing all their cards at all times. So, I mean, I understand it's intellectual property. Maybe that they got something going on in the background that they don't want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Federation. Federation game.
That game don't exist.
You can download. Actually, you could download Metroid 2 for the virtual console. And they're not going to. They're not going to sit there and say, "Oh, you can sit there and you could have possibly 3D and 4 palette colored fucking Metroid 2."
Yeah.
On virtual console for $7.99, or you can sit there and play this fan-made, reimagined version that's really fucking better, for fucking free. I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah. See, I completely forgot about it. Was on the virtual console.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things that's out there. I mean, Nintendo's going to do what Nintendo's going to do. The chances of them going out of their way and picking this guy up to have him work as a developer for any of their projects is almost zero. That just does not happen at all for fucking for fucking indie developers. And it's just
actually it has happened.
It has happened, but it's very, very rare. There are so many indie fucking fan-made mods and shit out there. There are hundreds and hundreds of mod projects and fan projects that are out there. You hear of somebody actually getting picked up from one of these guys to go ahead and work with an actual publisher, like maybe once every 10 years.
Didn't that happen with Resident Evil 2? and that has happened with Shenmue 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just in recent times. But yeah,
but your point still stands.
Yeah. I mean,
it's very few far in between. And that's a damn shame. If I was a company that, especially like Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sony, for instance, there's a fan, huh?
I said Microsoft and Sony makes games.
If a fan, well, owners of IPs is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A fan makes a game off of their IP. To me, that's talent. That's enough to at least contact that person. I'm not saying offer them a job, like your shit is the best. I'm going to offer you a job right now. But, I don't know. Maybe I don't know enough about business, but I
will add on to that. It's not just talent. It's recognition.
Yeah.
Let's think about this. If someone goes out of their way to make something, that means that this thing is popular enough for motherfuckers to just make it or redo it or make their own additions to it.
Well, Nintendo, I mean, they didn't outright and say that's good stuff that you did. I mean, but they acknowledged that was done. I mean, I'm not saying, of course, offering a cease and desist letter to somebody, but I mean, I think they went on record saying that I don't know, saying that they recognized it was made, I guess. You know what I mean? They kind of tipped their hat, but they said, "Hey, you got to stop." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and it's, and the thing about it is that Nintendo's not the only one that does it, but
oh no, yeah,
Nintendo does it often enough.
Well, that's because most of their shit gets remade, and
yeah.
And the thing is, though, I think Nintendo is the heel, though. Everybody tries to put Nintendo as the heel. Seems like Nintendo is like the only company that gets backlash for sending out cease and desist letters to people.
Hey, now wait a minute. Why do you think Super Mario Maker came about?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. Absolutely.
There are so many people making levels of Marios and shit like that.
They've been doing that for years, man.
Exactly.
But it seems like Nintendo is always put in the bad light for doing that, for protecting their IP, and people like get pitchforks and torches after them, saying, "Oh, Nintendo shouldn't be doing that. They should just allow their IP to be out there and let fans make it." But
I don't agree with that, especially if this fan maybe wants to sell it for money or for cash, or they make it better than Nintendo does, and they
I completely understand that. I completely understand that.
No, so I can understand Nintendo making this, but people don't understand it because it's like, okay, look, it's the people that don't understand. They're like, "Oh, why do you do that? This was some good shit." But you don't know if this guy was or these people were gonna sell, and that's just against the rules. That's copyright. You can't do that. Yeah. And then there's, maybe this shit is better than Nintendo shit, and if this shit is free, people are gonna ignore what's out there that you can pay for. And hey, this is free shit. This shit's good. I'm satisfied with this. So there are too many angles with that, and there's too much shit in the way for people to just make their own shit based off what's already out. If this would have been in the original game, like Axiom Verge, if they just would have replaced Samus with somebody else in a different design, then there would have been no issue. That, and replaced the Metroids with something that there would have been absolutely no issue here. But it was just the fact that it was Samus, it was a Metroid 2 remake.
Yeah.
That was.
It really is a shame that all that work. I mean, Reverend said he worked on it for 3+ years.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you worked on it for quite a while.
So I concur with what you guys said earlier. They waited until this shit was done. They didn't like I said, they didn't just immediately see Samus in the ship and it's like, no, you can't do that. They waited years until this dude put in all this work, tweaking up the game, actually fucking trying to make it with perfection.
Well, if you went on his forum, the guy who made it, if you went on his forum, he's been putting, you know, status up on his forum for a while as well. And so that, you know, it is kind of fucked up that Nintendo waited. You know, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if somebody starts to do a fan made thing off my IP, I'd kill it. You know, I'd nip it in the bud immediately. But you know, in Nintendo's defense, you know, I mean, they you know, the internet's a huge place, and there's no way that they can scour every forum or every Reddit or every 8chan, 4chan, all these forums that are out there for gamers and games and whatever.
And now, wait a minute. As soon as you post shit on YouTube about anything Nintendo,
oh yeah,
as far as their games and stuff like that, they take that shit down immediately.
Oh yeah, that's because of the robot or the bot that they have running on YouTube.
No,
yeah, but another Metroid 2 remake has been on YouTube for a long fucking time.
Yeah. No, I mean Nintendo. No, they have folks who are dedicated to this sort of thing, to scouring the internet and just checking out anything that smells like Nintendo. I have no. Let me give you an example. Okay. Like I said before, I worked at Nintendo back in 1998 and everything. And one of the things that happened when I worked there at Nintendo was that.
So when you left Nintendo, that they really began their decline.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna. I'm not saying that. Hell no, I'm not saying that. All right.
I'm putting two and two together here.
No, my dick is not that big. It does not lay trails that long. Okay. But my point is that this, you know, one of the stories that I left with at the time was that, you know, when I was working there was during the launch when Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time was released out, right? And what happened was that there was one particular employee who had been there for a long time. Everybody knew this particular employee. She'd been there for actually, they'd been there like for years, well over a decade or so, and they were a mainstay. Everybody knew who they were, and I remember what happened was that Shigeru Miyamoto actually stopped off at Nintendo of America, and he was actually going through the departments, and he was talking to people and shaking hands and just seeing how things were done. We got a hold of our copies of Ocarina of Time almost a full 2 months before it hit market. Okay, I had the original gold cartridge and everything and all of that, and I had played and completed that thing before most people even got it in their fucking hands. All right. Well, during the time that Miyamoto visited, they had their cartridge autographed, and they decided to go ahead and put it up on eBay.
No.
They found that listing in less than 24 hours, and that person was gone after that.
After decades of service.
Yeah. And no, they found it so goddamn quick, and they knew exactly who. They figured out exactly
where to go.
Yeah, who it came from too. Because it had to be somebody at Nintendo, and it had to be somebody who was around when Miyamoto was there.
No, wait, I got a question. No, wait, was the eBay, was it after the release of Ocarina of Time?
No.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say if it was after, because if it was after the release, then that's, I don't see no problem.
Here's the thing. When you're working there as a Nintendo employee, okay, and you buy anything from the Nintendo shop where you buy it at cost, you can't resell it for more because that breaks your fucking contract.
Exactly.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. They understand that. Hey, look, we'll give you this fucking console and these games at a manufacturer's discount. But and you're able to go ahead and buy so many of them out of the fucking year. You can give them out as gifts. If you decide to go ahead and sell it to somebody, you can't sell it at a fucking profit.
No.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you decide to buy it for somebody else and they go ahead, hey, look, I'll give you the money for it. If your $80 game only costs you $37.23 after the fucking sales tax, that's all you can collect on it. And I imagine they still have that policy today. Like I said, they have people sniffing the internet for anything that smells like Nintendo. And it doesn't stop at game remakes. In fact, one of the other things that Nintendo did over this last week was that I believe archive.com or something. Let's see here. Let's see here. Over 140 issues of Nintendo Power, full scans front to back, including the covers and everything else, was put up on, let's see here, was uploaded to the Internet Archive, which is a third-party archive, which is there. They archive stuff like software, magazines, books, movies. A lot of this stuff is public domain, but it's stuff that's not publicly held in archives, like things like the Library of Congress, where they archive like literature and books and movies and shit like that. Okay, so the Internet Archive, they ended up having the first 140 plus issues of Nintendo Power that was put up full pristine scans and everything. And what happened was that I believe on the 6th, let's see here. I'm trying to see what the date is on this. Yeah. No, actually it was August 8th, actually. Nintendo issued them a cease and desist letter and told them to pull down all of their scanned copies of Nintendo Power from the Internet Archive. Again, Nintendo doing what Nintendo do.
Wait, wasn't another game got pulled down as well? I think it was a Pokemon game.
Oh, yeah, Pokemon Uranium, which was a fan-made remake of, let's see here. Yeah, that one got pulled down. Pokemon, yeah.
I thought that was an original.
No, let's see here. Well, let me see here. Yeah, it was a Pokemon. It was a Pokemon based. It was a fan made Pokemon game.
Yeah,
released out for the PC. That got pulled down also earlier this week. I think that happened actually earlier this week. The thing with the Internet Archive and another Metroid 2 remake, that happened last week actually.
Yeah.
So, Nintendo do what Nintendo do.
Sad.
I mean,
the Nintendo Power, that really kind of irks me a little bit. Simple because Nintendo Power, I think the last freaking book was, I can't remember right off the top of my head.
Wasn't it published like in 2010 or something like that? The last
I want to say 2009, 10.
Yeah, something around there, yeah.
Don't worry. The NX, that's what the code name for it. It's going to be called, their system's going to be called the Nintendo Power.
God, no.
Dual power gloves, I called it. Remember that.
But with Nintendo Power, I mean, because I actually went to the site and I actually looked at a couple of the magazines. I really don't see any harm in that at all. I mean, you're looking at a magazine that's out of print, and it just really, and it's, to me, it's not hurting anything.
Yeah.
Unless Nintendo decides to start to do Nintendo Power again, pick it up in 2016 when the NX, or 2017 when the NX is released. And that's a possibility. But I just don't. Print is dead. I think magazine print is dead. The game magazines are dead. I think it's all website based now. I mean, everything's going digital now. So I really don't see Nintendo picking up, the magazine again. But That's really shameful because it was, you know, I liked it because it was, you know, it was reminiscent, you know, of what I had in my hand as a kid, you know, and just going paging through it and just, you know, and one thing I enjoyed to read was the write in Nintendo columns, you know, the letters, Nintendo letters from, it just how, it was hilarious to look at that from 1989, you know, what people were thinking at that time, you know, and the advertisements. It was just something nice to look at, you know. It's very reminiscent, very, and for them to take it down, that's like a, you know, a punch to the face. I mean, it wasn't hurting anybody. They weren't trying to get money off of it. They weren't making, you know, they weren't 99 cents to look at the archive. No, it wasn't like that.
And wait a minute. All these things that Nintendo took down, people weren't trying to sell.
Yeah. Well,
people weren't trying to make money off of.
I think
looking at a magazine is different than a fan-made video game.
But the magazine is actually...
I mean, it's still their IP. It's still their IP. I understand that, but I think it's a little different.
Well, I think the thing with copyright law that we have to sit there and take into consideration is that I don't know how it takes a long time before something becomes public domain. And the thing about it is that the way that the copyright law is written is that if there's any little fraction or portion of it that's showing up in other redistributed forms, it keeps it from going into public domain for that much longer. It's consistently actively in distribution. And I think one of the things that's coming up is that there are 2 licensed books that are coming up. They're set to hit, I believe, over the next few months that actually have excerpts from Nintendo Power. So as far as that goes, unfortunately, those particular issues, maybe not all of those issues, but Nintendo Power as a publication is, like I said, there are excerpts from it that are still being used in active publication, so it's considered in distribution. It's not part of the public domain yet. You know, it's the difference of I don't know, making a game about Frankenstein. You could sit there, Frankenstein or Moby Dick or anything like that, anything classic like that, Dracula even. Those are all concepts that are all part of public domain. They've been around for so long, anybody can make a movie on it. Peter Pan. All right, Disney doesn't own Peter Pan. All right, that's what allowed Warner Brothers to make that horrible fucking bomb of a movie that came out last year. Okay, you know, those types of things are public domain. With the magazines, it fucking sucks. I'm gonna say that right now. It really fucking sucks. Not that I can't find it from alternate methods. Hint, hint. Right. You know, but yeah, being able to have it in one place would have been really cool, without having to sit there and worry about, you know, wasting my bandwidth otherwise. But yeah, Nintendo
needs to stop worrying about. Nintendo needs to stop worrying about shit like that and start making, you know, good ass games again that we all just, you know, bully little kids for their lunch money for. But fucking. Yes, it's really sad them taking this stuff down. But on certain instances, yes, I can understand, but it's still kind of sad.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of games, I mean, fuck. What games should Nintendo, or what ideas should Nintendo? I would love to see Bowser versus Donkey Kong.
I think that's already covered in Smash and Mario Kart.
No. I'm talking about just those 2. Let them cross paths. Just in some type of alternate universe where they're both trying to get Mario.
I'll do you one better. No, I'm thinking along the same line. Mario and Luigi versus Bowser and Donkey Kong.
I was about to say in that line too. Have Mario and Luigi versus Donkey Kong and Bowser. That would be awesome.
I mean, I think that'd be cool. But, you know, Nintendo do what Nintendo do, and unfortunately, we don't know anything new from them about anything else that they really want to do.
Or just have another fucking Luigi game, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, it's just really hard to
you have a Luigi,
right now.
You have Luigi's Mansion come back, but it's on the fucking 3DS.
No, you know what's already on there? There's already a freaking Me Plaza game on the 3DS. It's like fucking Luigi's Mansion.
Huh.
Yeah, the fucking Haunted Mansion game on it that I've wasted multiple fucking hours on. That's already on there. Goddamn great, but you know that's something else. If they can do that for the 3DS, I can only imagine what they would have available on a console that would make it easy to play online with. So,
damn it.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Fuck. Yeah. It sucks taking all this kind of magazine, Nintendo Power. I mean, come on. Motherfuckers of our generation, you picked up Nintendo Power, you read it, you tried to look for certain games that you needed help on or tips or the map from Metroid.
Yep.
Whatever.
Zelda.
Yep.
Zelda. Yeah.
Kid Icarus.
Milon's Secret Castle.
Yep.
Shit. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was laid out. You know, it's a shame, but Nintendo's doing what Nintendo does. Any final thoughts before we wrap this one up, gentlemen?
No. Nintendo, just, I can understand. Again, I can understand why you took all that stuff down. But put your concentration on making good-ass games that we want. Take lessons from another Metroid 2 remake. Please. 2D Metroid 5. Let's get it done.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. Well, I think we're all in agreement here, and with that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, folks. Like I say at the end of every video, thank you for following this all the way to the end of this one for the last 30 minutes or so. If you're so kind, hit like, hit subscribe, leave us a comment below. Every comment is start a new conversation. That's exactly what these YouTube videos are good for. We are the three middle-aged guys just bullshitting about nothing. We are going ahead and cut off the bullshit right here. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
Grandmouse 1.
Once again, for the benefits of common sense, logic, gaming, Nintendo. Too many good memories with Nintendo. And we just want Nintendo to revert back to what we know and love. Shit. Okay, someone remake Super Metroid this time. just go ahead and remake that shit, or make a fan-made Metroid 5 and put it out and shit. Like, come on, let's do it. Make a generic story, just put that shit out, and yeah, love Metroid. 2Ds. Come on. Credits.